This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, this is Jay Muse, Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, and you're listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast. Snooch to the nooch, you cocksmokers. Snoochie boochies.
Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
Long titty, no nipple having bitch.
Day?
Day?
Oh! Says you ain't got no nipples! No. It's podcast day. Welcome
I guess
to...
it's that too.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
They need a day. They've had a hard enough time.
Yeah. Yeah. Here at the Nerd Corporation, we love all women in all of their forms.
Even if they have
Men
no
got
nipples
too.
Ben
bro.
got nipples too. Welcome to episode 75, worst games of 2019. Today we're going to be going through games number 10 through 6. We're just going to go around and say what our 10 through 6 is, and we'll just go from there. So I'll start, and we'll go this way.
Everyone go around the room and say your name and
Yeah.
and something you like to do.
I'm Derek, and I'm an alcoholic.
I'm Nick, and I like to fuck.
And Cole gets whacked off by 4x4.
Damn right.
Yeah, four-wheelers.
I'm
Damn
Eddie,
right.
and I like to party.
No! No one parties but me. I know for a fact you don't party. I gotta pull up my...
Eat shit, salamander.
That's exactly what I said too when I beat that thing. I beat him and I was like, "Eat shit, salamander!"
So when you resent the message of our list to us, I thought that you were making your own but copying what we said, and I was like, hey, that's part of my list.
No.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Man, I gotta tell you the level of fuckery my brain was pulling when I remembered that Kingdom Hearts 3 came out this year.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Like that, holy fuck. It felt so long ago, but also at the same time, January is when we were dealing with the whole Tide Pod fiasco.
Oh God.
If you really want to take a fucking backseat and just realize how goddamn long this year has been.
It has been a really
Fuck,
long game,
dude.
especially for gaming. But my number 10 is Rage 2. I got to play Rage 2 because, even after all the bullshit, I'm still a Bethesda mark.
Yeah.
And
Of course you are.
Some games that get it right.
Yeah.
Most games, I'll say, they
Yeah.
get it right.
so I thought that the game, from what it looked like, it had its potential. But then I realized that nobody really asked for a sequel to Rage.
Nobody.
Rage
Did you
was-
play the original?
I
Rage
did,
was-
and I loved it.
It's one of those leave well enough alone. This was a great game. John Goodman was in it, dude.
Yeah, no, the first game was great. I enjoyed the shit out of the game. It was fun to play. It wasn't by any stretch of the imagination anything spectacular or anything. I wasn't blown away and
Just kind of was one of those nice games to just
yeah. It was one of those games that came into your life
and went. Yeah.
but left great memories.
It's one of those games that I bought and got rid of numerous times.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, same here. So I mean, Rage 2 was just it. I don't know. I think it just tried too hard.
So the way that I see Rage 2 is that it was kind of more what it could have been instead of what it was.
Absolutely.
The way that I see it is that after the outrageous fucking success that id saw with Doom, I was kind of excited just to see how it was going to play out.
Yeah.
Because, you take something like Doom and then kind of put it into this open world type deal, which is kind of what it was, right? It was open world, you could drive to other places and shit.
Oh, are you talking about Rage or Doom?
Rage 2.
Oh, yeah.
I know that
I
there
played
was
a little bit of Rage 2. And yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you get in your car kind of like you do in Borderlands, and you go
Okay.
from area to area.
So it's not really that it's a bad game. It's more that it's just disappointing. It was just the potential for something a lot better.
My imagination process to Rage 2 being created is just like Todd Howard is in this back room at Bethesda just trifling through like boxes of shit. He's just like, what can we do? What can we do?
What could we do?
And then he
next?
pulls out a copy of Rage and he's like, looks up and he's like, all right, Rage 2.
Rage? That was a good one!
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And we'll also include a little Nerf throwing disc with the special edition. People want that.
Christ.
Nothing that kids want more these days than a little Nerf disc.
Yeah.
My number 10 is Jump Force. Again, it's not. Mine is kind of more like it's not that it's a bad game. It's just it was disappointing. I've heard some good things, like from you, Eddie. You said that it's not that bad, but it's not that great either.
Yeah,
right?
it's a good game. It's solid.
Yeah,
it's solid.
I just think like putting all these like high profile anime people in there, making it a fighting game. First of all,
It's a good idea, like on paper. Like
I
oh,
hate
man.
3D fighters. 3D fighters just don't, and I know like I'm one of the minority on that one, but I just don't like it. It doesn't flow very well, especially when 2D fighters are so tried and true. Like if this game was like, even if it was a 3D 2D fighter, I still think
Like
that
Street
would
Fighter?
be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
think
feel
it
like
would-
that would have been a lot better.
I agree.
But
But
if it
I
was
feel
like
like they wanted to give the anime characters try and give them more room because of like their potential in
their
the shows.
ridiculous
Yeah.
mobility that they have. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, you see something like Dragon Ball Fighters that does that momentum and that
Yeah, that's true.
and that ability to move so well, in that game. I don't know, but that game is just immaculate, so you can't really hold it against
I
anybody
haven't
else.
played Jump Force yet because I don't have the console Game Pass and they don't have it on PC.
Yeah.
They did just put Rage 2 on PC, and it's funny because when I played it, it just randomly downloaded from the internet somewhere for me. I mean, I don't know how that happened,
Yeah.
And it worked. I got it on Game Pass, and it crashed twice on me.
No shit.
And I was like, oh, that's enough of that. But my number 10, just because it's not, from what I played, the same way, it's not terrible. I didn't experience anything bad with it, but it was WWE 2K20. I didn't have any of the crazy glitches with it. Maybe they refined it, but I did notice when I was playing it that like all the animations and stuff would come out normal, and then like the match would start and everything would just slow down to like slow motion for some reason,
Oh,
and then it
that's
would
weird.
pick back up like halfway through the match. I did notice that they got rid of some of the stuff from like 2K19. Like I'm trying to I can't place it, but one of the modes they had in 19, I think it might have been the showcases. I don't think they have the showcases anymore in 20. So yeah, not terrible from what I played. Like I'd definitely buy it if it went on sale.
Mm-hmm.
But just because of their rocky ass launch, that's just my number 10.
I heard that button layout was different as well.
It seemed the same for me for the most part because I was playing with my wired Xbox One controller.
Okay.
So this is the game that just barely came out, right? The
Yeah.
one that have been glitched out to fuck.
Yeah.
So this is one of those games that could definitely be under like bad games.
Yeah.
Just because of like how fucking poorly
yeah.
it was.
If you ever get bored, go watch some of the videos that people have thrown on YouTube of the glitchiness
They're
of that game.
ridiculous.
I would
They are
I would have
so
put it
funny.
higher, but when I played it, I didn't
It
see
wasn't
any
fine.
of that.
Right.
So it could have the potential once everything is smoothed
You're playing it
out.
on PC too, right?
Yeah, to be a really good game.
And see, and it was like I said, I don't know if it was the last couple of episodes ago, but this thing needs to be patched like immediately because there's only so much time that they have to keep the momentum of this game going
Well, yeah.
before 2K21
Considering that you put a game out every year, like it's gotta be on point. If it's not on point, you're fucked for that
I
year.
wonder how well these games sell. Because, like, they put out 2K anything with any fucking sport, and they, like, they're some of the top-selling games of the year.
Oh, the 2K games sell really well.
Yeah, the 2K, like any of the wrestling games, they always sell really well.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that just makes this even more of a baffling decision to put this thing out in the shoddy fucking quality that it is. I've seen some really bad shit. Like that game on the PS4 looked like a really bad Wii
Dude,
port.
I laugh myself fucking silly watching those videos. It's
really
amazing. So the number 10 that I picked is Bannerman.
Bannerman?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there's absolutely nothing. I mean, it's basically like a carbon copy of games that have come before it. Like there's nothing inspired about it.
No redeemable qualities.
Yeah, and questing is just like there are so many mission objectives that are just repetitive, just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Huh.
But yeah. So
I don't think I've ever heard of that game.
It's an RTS.
Oh, okay.
So it's it looks shit.
yeah.
It looks like absolute shit.
I'll
Like
have to stay away from it.
my number 9 is Greedfall.
Tell me a little bit about this game, because a lot of people, this game was making some fucking waves before it came out. People were saying that it's a title that everybody needs to look out for.
And so, that's one of the main reasons why I got it, because I saw it. So what it is you're this colonist, and you're colonizing this area, and this area is full of elves.
Okay.
And it's like, what is it? And so you're there, and you've pretty much got this like moral dilemma of whether or not to help the elves, or to go against the elves, or
Or gentrify them.
yeah, and they have
them up.
they have this like distinct mark on their faces called the Malachor, and it's kind of just like tree trunk like on your face, or like around your neck, or just somewhere on you. And your character, he has the Malachor. And so you're just going off fighting people and killing monsters and doing these objectives and these quests for people, and it's great. It looks great.
Okay.
It's the combat's kind of wonky. Like
It definitely seemed like a AA game.
yeah, it that's really what it was.
Yeah.
Is a AA game. Questing is obnoxious. Because like there are some quests that are just harder.
Yeah.
Even if you're following the line, they're just harder for you. So
Okay.
so there's a lot of doubling back.
Okay.
So I had to go fight the arena master to free some elf person, and like the person that I had to fight, like it already had like the little skull over their heads.
Yeah.
Oh, where it's like these guys are way higher level than you.
But I was just following the story. Like I had done all the side quests up to that point. I'd done the story quests up to that point. So I'm assuming like I should be able to beat this dude.
Yeah.
No, he's fucking tough, and it's crazy because like I beat him, but then I have to deal with his two like bison-like creature things, and those things will just eat me alive and kill the person I'm supposed to fight, because we're both fighting in the arena together. So it's like I have to like go get stronger, come back, finish that off. It's not what I expected. It was a disappointment.
Yeah.
It's mostly what it was.
Okay.
So I mean, like, I don't know, maybe patch some shit up. Maybe work it so that I don't have to go far away and come back.
And grind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. My number 9 is Anthem. I didn't really have high hopes for this game in the beginning, just because I knew, like, it wasn't my bag. Like, I looked at it and I'm like, okay, it's another,
It's like BioWare's Destiny. Is what
looter
it seemed
shooter.
like. Yeah.
Well, and then like all the stories started coming out about like how fucking bad it really is. Like not only like game quality, but like kind of all of the development that came out around the game. This qualifies as a bad game. Like this is not a disappointing game. This is a bad game, and I can say that without a shadow of a doubt. Me not even having played it, I can definitely tell you like this game doesn't look good at all. Like I've had dudes that I work with that are like, oh yeah, it's fun, and like they're kind of just like they're the most casual of casuals, you know. And then he's like, yeah, but it could need more. And I'm like, that's when you know you've got a fucking problem, is when you've got the casual audience saying, yeah, but there should be some more, you know.
I would, having played a little bit of it, I would probably go as far as to say it was mostly just disappointing. Because I mean, nothing in the game was. I was just like, oh, this is fucking dog shit. I would play the game. You know, you'd rank up and you could change your what are they called, javelins?
Yeah.
You could like customize them, and it got repetitive. And the the single player stuff that you did was kind of fun. I was mostly doing a lot of that, but then it's like once you're finished with that, you join the matchup for what am I trying to say? PvE, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like it just throws you into one you've already done that somebody else is trying to do.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I mean, I guess I'll go do this again and like rank up a little bit more, but it's like
there's no like sorting system for
no.
The worst fucking thing about this is that this is BioWare.
Mm-hmm.
This is a BioWare game. Like, you know, Mass Effect BioWare, Knights of the Old Republic BioWare, fucking
Dragon Age
BioWare. Like, this doesn't make sense at all. This feels like both of their hands are tied behind their backs and they're being forced to make something like Destiny because Destiny's bringing in some serious cold hard cash.
Oh yeah.
That's the way it seems like to me, is that EA got in here and fucking made a, you know, just absolutely made them do this, and it shows. Like, dude, the way that they, like, there's a really great expose on this game when, you know, unfortunately it was written by Jason Schreier at Kotaku, and you'll never ever hear me say anything good about Kotaku except for this right here. But he basically went in there and was like, you know, interviewed all these people, and they had people like, they had higher ups making it so they couldn't even say the word Destiny. Like, people would be getting massive repercussions if they even mention the game.
Say this is a similar mechanic to Destiny.
Exactly.
Or else
people were getting in trouble. People were getting written up and stuff for even mentioning Destiny in the office.
Apparently there were people who were getting, like, their consoles were getting bricked while trying to play.
That was one of them. Yeah.
That was a lot of mostly. I heard that was mostly with Xboxes.
I remember the Xbox.
Like, what I saw is specifically PS4 players.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe
So, I don't know, maybe
when me and Eddie got around to it, maybe that was patched up.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a huge article going around right now talking about how they're going to revamp Anthem, and I'm just like, take it out back and Old Yeller it. Like, just don't fucking, don't even try. Just move on to the next thing.
I will say one other good thing about Kotaku, because they wrote a pretty decently worded Pokemon Sword and Shield review, and then they came back and two of the people that work there gave their own perspective on each game and said, here's what's in this one, here's what's in this one. So they like helped me decide that I wanted to get Shield, but.
By the way, I'm like the only fucking person in the valley that got Sword.
Yeah, you are.
Like, everybody got Shield. I don't know what.
So let me ask, because I've never gotten really into the Pokemon games. Like, why are there the two different ones for every release?
To sell more games.
But I mean, is there any
there's difference?
Real difference? Like any?
I mean,
gameplay wise, no, but you have exclusive Pokemon in each one.
Oh, okay.
And in this one, there's in Shield, for example, you get Alistair, who's like a ghost gym leader.
Alistair Black?
Yeah. And then in Sword, you get, I think her name is Bea, or B.
Arthur?
She's a fairy type.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. It used to be just the legendary.
Oh.
And that's in...
That used to be the main thing between...
That's still kind of the main one in these two, though.
It is, yeah. There's not a whole lot of difference between the two legendaries in this game.
Gotcha.
Like, one's face is a shield and the other one's carrying a sword in its mouth. So, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Like, in terms of, like, streamlining Pokemon games, I feel like this one does the most.
Speaking of, my Pokemon Go app just stopped. I wasn't playing it, but
I want to play more of it before I give like a valid opinion of it. But I am enjoying my time.
I'm on the second gym, and I'm really liking.
Oh,
it
the
so
water
far.
one.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of people saying that it was buggy. Is it fine?
No.
Okay.
It just looks rough. There's a couple like rough textures here and there. I'm talking about a buggy game in Star Wars.
I
But
saw
we'll
a
get
thing
into that
saying
later.
like people would get kicked out of the game while they were trying, like when they would go to try and climb a ladder or weird shit. I don't know.
It
Fuck if I
actually
know.
most of it, for the most part, like playing
I'm
it on,
guessing it's already
on
been
docked mode, it
fixed.
looks really good.
Angela's done nothing but play on dock mode, and it looks fine to me.
Yeah,
It just looks like a fucking Nintendo game. It looks, like
right.
in this is Pokemon's first, very open world game. Like, it's not really very open world. It's more just like their attempt
Yeah.
at something a little bit more open world.
well, it's their first. It's their first like brand new game on the Switch too.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I want to play a little bit more just because like I do have issues with it, but it's nothing has changed. Like it's issues that I've had with the games for
Maybe
a while now.
we'll do some impressions next week.
Oh, I plan on it.
Yeah. All right. So my number 9 is Need for Speed Heat.
Okay.
I tried to play this game. It crashed on me 3 different times. I don't know why. Eddie says it never crashed on him, but
PS4.
you get that Nissan car. Like I'm assuming that like
Who's hitting
it's
the
a
table?
decent car. Like otherwise, they give you like this command while you're doing your first big race, and like here's how to drift, and you go and you drift, but it will drift when you don't want it to, and it will drift too much when you're trying to drift.
So it's like drifting a real car.
So you'll be turning, and then you'll what is it? You just have to like
You hit the handbrake.
you hit the handbrake, and you'll just drift, and then it will come back. It's like the drifting mechanic in that game is
Sloppy.
ass.
Yeah, super sloppy.
I could not get better than 4th place in that race
Dude,
because of it.
I got 6th place, and one of the crazy things is like usually when you're done with a race, you have the chance to restart it.
Yeah.
Not here.
No.
Really?
Yeah, they're like I was like, no, I could do better than that, like because I got 6th place because I was still
That's
trying
so
to.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so like I got 6th place, and then like the cinematic happens and it's over, and like I don't get to try it again.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I didn't try it anymore because I got rid of it. But I wonder if it was just because that was like your main first story race.
Hopefully,
But
I'll give it another shot. Like
Yeah.
I only played the first. I only played the first race and then like went to the shop. It's funny because this plays like if you were playing Tony Hawk game. Like
Yeah.
like
it was a story mode. You kind of get to create your own character. Not really. It's you get to pick your gender and what you look like, and then you get to buy a car at the beginning and buy a car from
Lucas.
Christopher Rojas.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like, dude.
That's what it looks like. And then like you get the sassy female that kind of shows you who's who, what's
Yeah.
what. And I'm just like, what the? Am I fucking playing Tony Hawk Wasteland or am I
Yeah.
playing Need for Speed?
Where's Eric?
You wanna talk
Where's
about
Eric?
fucking video game. Tony Hawk Wasteland, bro. Fuck, that game was cool as hell.
That game was dope. That was one of my favorite Tony Hawk games.
Like other than the drifting and the crashing, like it's not the worst game I've ever played. Like I do kind of like it when racing games like that have a story to it.
Me too.
It's
God
just the
damn
story is just not. It's just like, oh hey, you're just a street racer trying to make it big. Like that's all it is.
We need a fucking good Need for Speed game again.
Like at least in
God damn it,
Payback,
dude.
you had you would like work for the cops,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you'd go and do this, and you'd like have different things that you would do.
And the acting is so dry.
Oh,
Really?
So fucking dry. So like the premise is that like there's this town in Florida, I'd assume, because a lot of reggaeton is playing.
It looks very Miami.
Yeah, and so like, you're this racer or whatever, like trying to come up, but the people that like are around you, they used to be like these dope street race crew guys, And the police is like, well, no more, because now we've got fast cars. And now we're going to come get you.
No more Ford Tauruses or no more Crown Victorias,
Yep.
bitch.
I'm rolling this Mustang and I'm fixing to get you, son.
Did you know that cop cars, like modern cop cars, have something placed inside their engines to make it so they can sit there and idle as long as they want?
Really?
Did you? I mean, like, idling your car is really fucking bad. But, like, they have something placed inside their engines. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. But it makes it so that oil is being siphoned through.
That
more
kind of
efficiently.
makes sense, because if they're waiting on the side of the highway and someone comes by at like 120,
It makes
they can't
sense.
just be like, oh shit, and they like have to start their car and then get out. They would just have to be able to
It does make sense.
go
But
out.
just
but-
remember, cops are out there idling. If you want to get
They be out there.
if you want to get environmentalists
They be
unhappy
out
about
there.
it,
Bitches be idling.
crack down on them fucking goddamn 2020 Dodge fucking Challenger Chargers. It's like, Jesus Christ, do we need to get them a $60,000-$70,000 car to pull people over for tint?
Yes.
Yes.
Because a fucking light bulb is out on their fucking license plate? Like, no. Tangent aside. Need for Speed sounds like a fucking bummer.
It is definitely disappointing. I mean, like, those two main complaints are the only like things that I would make it qualify as a bad game.
Man.
Because I was hoping like, I mean, it's nowhere near the amount of dog shit that the self-titled Need for Speed was. Like, that game was so bad. And if that came out this year, that would have been like, you know, in place of this one. But I'm just glad they didn't do the live acting like they did in that game. The
Oh,
story
yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was so cringy. But yeah, that's my number 9.
My number 9 is gonna have to be We Happy Few.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
The BioShock wannabe.
I mean, the concept behind that game was so amazing.
Yep.
And it was let down so hard by the
gameplay
execution.
was just not that great.
And I watched you, Nick. I watched you play some of it
Yeah.
While you were streaming, and like, it was just so wooden and clunky.
Yeah,
like the NPCs
exactly.
didn't behave or move like a
Dead.
normal person would. It was just
very
Like
wooden.
that part
Yeah.
when I was sneaking through like the old war camp or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I can pick up these guns. It's like, yeah, but you can't shoot them.
yeah.
I'm like, why? I just have to like fucking hit people with them? Like,
It's like Death Stranding.
yeah.
You get a fucking gun in it, and then in the description it says, "Don't even think about using this as a weapon."
Well, and here's
Fuck.
and this is something that, you know, I didn't really watch enough of it to see this myself, but this other person who played it was saying that, you know, it's basically a stealth mode type game because it's just everywhere you go is so packed with NPCs that you have to kill one and then run back to the bushes until everyone else forgets you're there. Go kill another, run back to the bushes, wait till everyone
There's
forgets
a lot
you're there.
of
Run, you know, like
hiding.
over and
Yeah.
over and over, and that sounds like exactly.
Sounds like that.
Exactly. That is tedium to the fucking zillionth degree.
Yeah.
Like, that is just so awful.
I agree. I played that game, and as much as I tried, because Jessie was into the story, so like I play it so that she could watch the story, but I was having the worst.
Like, you fucking play it. Like,
Yeah, like seriously, like if you really want to get through the rest of that story, you fucking play it, because I'm not. The game was bland.
Yeah.
It was bland. It was like having spaghetti with a tomato on top. Like it was
Okay.
just like, what do I do with this?
I just remember looking at like gameplay of it and seeing so many fucking boxes like everywhere and like button inputs and press this to do this, and there's all. I'm just like, fuck you. Like, I do not need another
Like,
goddamn survival
I will
game.
say the very beginning of that game was awesome.
Yeah, it was way fun. Like
Yeah.
it sucks you in really good.
Like when everyone finds out that you're not taking your joy.
Yeah.
And you have to like, people just start attacking you. And that scene where you go to your like birthday party and it's just like it transforms into them just like eating a fucking animal.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, dude, no, like the whole concept behind the game,
Yeah.
like I said, is fucking awesome. And that makes it even worse that the execution was just such a failure because it's
I
just
can't believe that game came out this year.
like it's just
Fuck.
so painful.
I just remember hearing about that game so much and thinking like a lot of people were being like, "Oh yeah, it's BioShock," and it's like, "Fuck you!
Wow.
No, it's not.
No, it
Wow.
isn't.
Not even fucking."
You smoked all Cole's fucking
Like-
opiates.
And that's the problem too, is that I was so like when I heard about the idea behind this game and saw that little trailer for it and everything, I was so fucking hyped.
Yeah.
So hyped. And I just was
Well, like it had that lovable British comedy to
Yeah.
it, and then it had like the trappings of BioShock, where it's kind of gritty and it's dark, and it looks like it's gonna be fucked up to
Yeah.
play, and
there's something lurking just underneath the surface
there's
of
that.
humanity. And,
Well, I mean, not
you
only
know,
that, but there's that fucked up line that it crosses
Right.
with like prescription medicine and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and how everything's happy when you're on it, and then when you stop taking it, everything's fucked up. It's disappointing, to say
Oh,
the
yeah.
least.
Super disappointing.
It was disappointing. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
What number are we on?
Number
8.
8.
Number 8. My number 8 is The Division 2. I was a big Division fan. You know, I was a big fan of the first one. But I think it was because me and Weird Sense would play together all the time. Like, if the game's fun if you play it by yourself, but if you don't have somebody to play with, the game doesn't stay fun.
Well, I mean, that's its hook, is when you're playing with someone else, like, yo, you know, watch my back while I go in here. Oh, fuck, you know, cover me, I need to reload. Or, you know, like, I'm down over here, I need your help. You know, like, there's that level of camaraderie that comes with those online kind of games that I feel like The Division does the best. So it really kind of depends on where you're going at. All I know is that I spent $65 fucking to buy that thing, and I still haven't played it. I haven't started it once. Just because, like, I bought it purely on the hype that everyone was like, yeah, this game's cool as fuck. And then I played Mega Man 3 probably for the 200th time after I bought it. And then after that, I was fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's still on my PS4. I just haven't fucking
I bought the
started it.
game, and for like a week, I was having the fucking time of my life. with
The
the
same
game.
here.
Yeah.
Like, for like a week or two, I was like, hell yeah, this
Yeah.
game's fucking dope. Take that, fucking Washington. Like, and then like after the second week, I was like, no, I don't think I will.
That's just kind of how I am, I feel like, with Ubisoft titles. Like, I feel like I'm like, fucking, I'm done with Ubisoft. Like, Division, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, like, what else is there, like, with Ubisoft? Like, I'm just...
Splinter Cell, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but that thing is fucking dead, bro.
I know, it makes me so sad though.
What was it?
Splinter Cell?
Splinter
Oh,
Cell.
yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite games back in the day.
I just
oh my
fucking-
god.
Dude,
Ubisoft.
Blacklist was
Ubisoft
cool as
used to know what the fuck they were doing.
Well, I used to be really excited for, like the original Division. I was super stoked for that game. That and, you know, like, I used to drink the Assassin's Creed Kool-Aid pretty hard.
Me too,
And then
dude.
there was just one, like, the last one that I, like, actually played was, 4, was Black Flag.
Yeah,
And that was right around the time I met Angela.
that was the last one that I like finished. was
Yeah,
Black Flag.
I bought that game for Angela, and I bought it for myself, and she played the holy hell out of it, and I played it for, like, maybe 4 or 5 hours. And after that, I was like,
I played Odyssey,
yeah.
Mm.
and that game has so much. That game is
So
much.
Odyssey's the newest one, right?
Yeah.
Their Origins was the one where you're in
Egypt,
Egypt,
yeah.
and then Odyssey is the one you're in Rome, right?
Right.
So fuck that game. Because they're trying so hard to make that thing into, like, they're obviously trying to transform it into something else, which, you know, good for you. You know, this is like, what, your 12th title, and you're finally starting to do that?
Yeah, I think they went a little ham with it.
Well, the thing is that they absolutely fucking decimated any proper fucking sense with how they do leveling up in that game. Because you could literally be grinding for fucking hours, and it's like kind of like The Witcher. Like, the only thing that I hate about The Witcher is that it's so insanely fucking hard to level up in that
Yeah.
game. But with Assassin's Creed, it's just grind after grind after grind after
Like
grind.
in The Witcher, I went back to play it recently, and I'm like stuck because all of the quests and contracts that I have are like way higher than my level, but I have nothing else that I can do to raise my level. Like,
Just go exploring. Like, just hit every one of those question marks until you
Yeah.
hit one that you can't fucking do because it's too high level. But the problem I have with fucking Odyssey is that, guess what? They sell an EXP booster on their store. Pay fucking, what is it, like $9.99 and get, super fucking boosted. And that makes the game playable. That makes the game the way it should be. And it's like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, The Division... One day, I guess. I feel like I spent the money on it, so I probably should play it. But I just fucking at this point, I'll just wait till Division 3 because you already fucking know they're making one. So
If you ever do, I'll reinstall mine so you won't have to go through it.
I'm down.
oh, I bought mine physically, and I traded it in, and that's when I picked up Sekiro.
That's a good fucking deal right there.
Yeah,
My number 8 is Crackdown 3.
Yeah, it is.
that should be higher in my opinion.
Well, and the reason why it isn't is because I was never interested in this game in the first place. I just find it very, very concerning that this game was in development for how long?
way too long.
How long though? Like fucking 7,
How
8,
long will you sing this?
7, 8 years. Like
How long was it?
it was bad, bro. And then
No,
it
it
like
really was.
it comes out to just like a like
Yeah.
that's really all it was. Like, and then like they're trying to get hype behind it for with Terry Crews in it, and I just remember thinking like, I love Terry Crews, but you are not selling this game at all.
I played the first level of that game and I was like, all right, I'm done. Like that was,
Crackdown 1 was cool, but the only fucking reason why you bought Crackdown 1 is because it came with the demo to play Halo 3. And don't you fucking lie to me. That is the only fucking reason why you bought Crackdown 1 for the Xbox 360. The only fucking reason. Don't you try to fucking lie to me.
Speaking of Halo, Master Chief Collection drops on PC on the 3rd.
And you guys get Reach too.
Hell yeah, we do.
The consoles get Reach too, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd, right? 3rd of December.
Yeah,
Play Reach. Really, play Reach. That
Reach
game
is the best one.
That game is fucking rad.
That's my favorite.
Crackdown 3 is just an amalgamation of like every fucking shitty thing that like open worlds do, and just high speed fucking throwing it at each other. Like it's like it's the poster child of throwing shit at the wall and trying to see what fucking sticks. Like there's just nothing about that
It
game
just
that
felt
looks
like
fun.
it felt like a copy paste of the other Crackdowns,
Yeah.
like, to the T.
Do you guys remember, what was that? Fuck, I'm trying to remember the name. It had gorilla in the title. Not like the animal, but gorilla. Fuck, I'm trying to remember, but it was
Mercenaries? Are you thinking about Mercenaries?
Yeah, the one where like everything can collapse and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, dude.
Like Crackdown tried to take a bit from that and say our whole world collapses, but it doesn't.
Well, I mean, like they were throwing out like buzzwords like cloud processing. They're like, yeah, all of our buildings in the game are rendered due to the cloud. And I'm like, that. First of all, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
Am I saving these buildings on the cloud? Like, can I use them later?
And I'm like, and second of all, it wasn't there.
Insert them into other games.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just Crackdown 3 was a massive fucking disappointment. I'm sure not only for us but for Microsoft as well. I don't know if they thought that game was going to sell better than it did, but it fucking didn't, and it's just.
So what are we doing with Crackdown? Should we finish it?
I feel like that is the perfect fucking thing that happened.
Maybe that's why they put it out. They were like, no one's gonna play it anyway.
Well, not only that, it was also like one of those titles that they threw on for Game Pass. Game Pass is one of those. It was like one of those marquee titles that's come into Game Pass. Like you don't have to spend $60 to play this game. Just spend $15 and get
And
Game
if
Pass.
you did, I am so sorry.
Well, if you did, fucking shame on you, and you deserve to have your $60 taken from you.
Yeah.
Like, really, truly. If you didn't look at any of those fucking trailers and see, like, oh, this game kind of looks like garbage, here's your sign.
You should feel bad.
Here's your sign.
All right.
So my number eight, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So my number 8 I'm giving to Ghost Recon Wildlands because they made that game look magnitudes better than what was the other one called?
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. Wildlands was the other one. I'm thinking of Breakpoint.
Breakpoint. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. You're
so,
right.
Breakpoint, they made it look way better than Wildlands. I played the beta for Breakpoint, and what I played, like, it almost kind of gave off this, this like horror vibe because you're in this helicopter.
Survivalish.
Yeah, and like these. It almost looked like it was something out of like maybe like a Metal Gear or some weird like horror survival game because you're in this helicopter flying over the jungle and this like stream of like almost looks like crows like attacks your helicopter and it just goes down and then so you're like scrounging around for your team and these weird looking enemies that almost look like Helghast but not like maybe as armored like or like looking for
I remember. Yeah.
So I'm like, what did you guys do with this game? And then I just like kept playing the beta, and I was just like, this is the same shit as Wildlands. Like,
Ubisoft is the fucking king of putting out a killer fucking opening trailer.
yes,
Like they put out something that looks so fucking cool. They did this with Watch Dogs. They did this with the First Division. They've done it multiple times with Assassin's Creed. They will do like a reveal trailer that's like, holy fuck, this is a video game? You're telling me this, you know what I mean? Like, it looks outrageously cool. Right. And then you get the game and it's like, oh yeah, it is a fucking video game. Like, and that's exactly, like, your magic is starting to wear thin. Like, when you get to the point now with this Breakpoint game, I remember, like, very little fanfare when it got revealed. And then after that, it was dead. It was dead in the water.
My big disappointment with it was like the very like We Happy Few. The very first part of what I played was like really really good, and you're constantly like sneaking around and you're sneaking around these enemies because if you try and attack them, like they'll surround you. Because I tried to do that once, and like I think you're almost supposed to sneak past them, and then when I got to like the encampment, it was just like, hey, here's a quest, go do it, take these guys down, and I'm just like, this is copy paste of Wildlands. Like, I wanted something
disappointing,
something different that I could maybe still play with people, but it was the same thing. So
disappointing.
Yeah.
So I would say my number 8 would be the WWE game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about
and
that.
and it was kind of hard to pick between doing that for 8 and We Happy Few for 9. Like it, but you know, I didn't want to put We Happy Few higher just because of
at least We Happy Few worked.
Well, yeah, not only that, but like the reason I wanted to put it higher was just because of how disappointed I was.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad. That doesn't mean it's a bad game.
It makes sense.
Objectively,
it's not a gameplay issue.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
That's
your
not an
opinion.
objective,
Yeah.
Quantifiable reason to put it higher. It's just me
However,
being upset. But no, like God, that WWE. Like I'm not even kidding. Those videos, I will just watch those and laugh my ass off for hours.
They knew what they were doing.
Just from shit
when they put
glitching
that game
all
out
over the place. Holy God.
Well, yeah, and it sucks because it all really came down to developer issues.
Yeah.
Like, since Ukes was just like, hey, peace out, AEW is going to pay us more money to make their game. So,
which is 100% what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it is, because
they've confirmed it.
We were talking about it, and I pulled up that Google search where it said that they're working on an unnamed game, and we were just like, it's not unnamed. I mean, it doesn't have a name, but we know what.
Yeah.
What
Well,
you guys are doing.
it's been confirmed now, right?
I think it has.
I believe it has.
I think it
at this
Tangentially,
point.
I'm sure that.
But like I said
let
with
it
that
slip.
game, like if it goes on sale and it smooths everything out, it could still be a pretty good game.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I feel.
So I'm just waiting for that. But
my 7th and 6th we've both already talked about. So I'm just gonna say my 7th was Crackdown 3 and my 6th was We Happy Few. So
my 7th is a real quick one. It's One Piece World Seeker. This game looked really fucking cool. It was a One Piece, obviously based off of the anime. or the manga, an open world version of that IP, and that's fucking awesome to me. Looked really cool. And then the game came out, and it's just kind of stale, and it suffers from the same thing that open world games, suffer from, where it's just like just very basic fucking side quests and main quests, and it just didn't look great.
I gotta ask you, have you watched all those episodes?
Fuck no. Do you know how many episodes of One Piece there are?
I have an idea. There's like 800.
850.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
There is not enough time in the fucking world for me to watch that.
I had to ask you because you're the one that's always recommending us
I really
anime.
want to.
Well, I mean, I can't even imagine tackling that. Like, after DBZ was, long done, a friend of mine had me go through and watch it with him. Yeah. And, I mean, even that took forever.
DBZ is a rough one because of how absolutely fucking packed it is with filler episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, and
how many episodes did that have?
I don't even want to fucking
like it wasn't 850.
Well, it's a lot though.
It is.
It's a lot. And the thing is that the majority, like when you're getting to the point where there's like almost half of your entire fucking runtime that you have going on is filler. That's just not right. It's the same thing that happened with Naruto as well. Naruto had an entire fucking arc of filler. I understand that, and I understand that the problem is that this anime is being pumped out so fucking fast, and they hit that where the books have ended so far, and they can't. Mangaka are only writing a chapter a week. Yeah, that's it. In fucking Kentaro Miura, the guy that writes Berserk, like he goes on fucking 6-7 month hiatuses, and like I haven't had a new chapter of Berserk in like 8 fucking months. Like it's rough. That shit is fucking rough, bro. So like I totally understand. What do you got?
There's 291 episodes of DBZ.
See, like that's not even close.
Half. Like, but look, One Piece is 909.
909.
Good 909.
God.
See, I can't even imagine trying to tackle that.
So why would you watch something like that when you can easily digest something like Cowboy Bebop that has 26 episodes?
Right.
Nice and clean, nice and sweet, short and sweet, perfect. Same thing with Evangelion.
Yeah.
Like, even though it'll fuck your brain forever, like you just watch it and you're good.
I need to get back on that.
You really should.
I do.
You really should.
I've only watched like 4 or 5 episodes.
I don't know.
We need to make an episode of that one.
Yeah, I've been really lazy about that.
I was kind of hoping we do the. Maybe we can do it next week, but I was going to talk about the nerd news with the 2K fiasco.
Oh, the guy.
We can do that next week if
yeah.
Now that Disney Plus is out, we could totally do our Star Wars episodes.
Yeah, it's making it a lot easier. I mean, I already had them to begin with, but
yeah.
It's basically just my number 7 is just anime boy sad
Anaboy,
and that's pretty much
Anime boy
sad.
You could have a bliss.
Anime boy sad.
Anime.
That's pretty
Anime boy sad.
Oh, we got the flavor
With
of
the
sad anime boy.
Oh, the sad anime boy with the manga in there.
Oh god.
Alrighty.
We're on what are we on?
7. My 7 is Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Sing the blues.
I didn't even play the game, but I read.
What, you don't like
it.
you don't like having RPG systems in your shooter?
No, I don't like having those two people because I already played Army of Two.
Yep.
The one thing that got my fucking gears grinding about that game when it dropped is you did not have the ability to pause the game.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know this about Youngbloods?
No.
At all.
You can't pause the game.
At all, whether you're playing alone or with someone.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't pause it at all.
Royally
Because it's online.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Even if
you're
playing by yourself, you can't pause it.
Because if you're playing alone, you get a overly obnoxious AI character to play with you, but it's still like online.
Isn't there like a fucking a thing where you have to like some enemies have like different types of armor that you have to use different types of rounds for or something like that.
I read about that, yeah, and I'm like, that's kind of a all right concept, I guess, but like you can't get me past the fucking no pause. Like,
It's just another fucking instance of Bethesda dropping the ball, bro.
That's
all it is.
That and the dichotomy of the two sisters I heard was like the bros from Army of Two was just overly
I've heard
obnoxious.
so many conflicting opinions about that where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, the dialogue is fresh and it's fun and blah blah blah, and then I've heard other people say like, I literally want to jump out the fucking window of my apartment just by listening to them. You know, like I've heard all kinds of shit about it. I've just it feels like one of those ones where it's just like, yeah, just give them another fucking Wolfenstein game and that's it.
Yep, they just had to make something after the three that they made, because they had 1, 2, and then the Youngblood, and those were all fun as fuck.
Yeah.
And then this comes out, and I'm just like, I was like, oh look, the demo, and it's like, you need someone to play this with that has the friend code, and I was just like, you need to go fuck yourself. Nobody I know has this game.
That's the same shit that they did with A Way Out, right? Like you couldn't even play that game.
That was a fun game though when you played it with somebody. Though.
Yeah.
I played it with my buddy James.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you do.
I don't
Yeah,
think
you do.
You absolutely have to.
You have to have 2 copies.
Well, no, not 2 copies. So you can have one, and your friend can play with you if you give them the code. But you do have to play with somebody at all times.
There's no single player.
Yeah.
But I played that with my friend James, and I'm sad we never got to finish it because like I was very into that game.
Dude, isn't it on EA right now?
Yeah.
Dude,
Isn't
I'll
that
get
fucking
down on that with you.
wacky fucking guy that came out during the Game Awards and started talking about it?
The dude that was like high off of something.
Yeah.
It's a way out.
He's like, fuck the Emmys.
Yeah.
Fuck the Emmys. We do it. This shit with video games, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, God.
What's his name? All right.
You got, it was Jeff Keighley. He's
Yeah,
like,
Jeff.
oh, let's get this guy the fuck out of here.
My number 7 is Spike Volleyball.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
So-
dude. Fuck that game so much. Like, your only job is to make a volleyball simulator.
It's not that hard. Like, keep it fucking like
Yeah,
it's
look
so
this thing up.
it's so
I'm
simple.
very
to
curious as to how triggered you got about this volleyball game. Like, I want to know more.
So get this. So I mean, obviously, this is not an overly complicated thing to do. All you have to do is be competent and make the game, and you're good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this game, so it's described as being frustrating and unpolished. It's got an overwhelming sense of cheapness, like shoddy animations, simplistic textures, ugly environments. It's not well done for such a simple game. How could you do that poorly at making it like that? It's just.
I think I'd rather play that Tour de France game that I always see on sale in the PlayStation Store.
You had one job. Like, honestly, like, you had one job. And
Do you know who made this game? Is it like some weird developer?
I just saw it. Hold on. It's Black Sheep. Developer is Black Sheep Studio. Publisher is Big Ben Interactive. So I could tell you fuck all about this game.
Yeah.
Right?
I was just curious because I'm like, if it's like a wheelhouse developer, then oof.
Yeah.
It just looks like one of those titles that's like, you know what'd be cool?
Let's make a video game.
Volleyball.
People still play volleyball, right?
You like volleyball, right?
And the one guy in the room just like, I fucking hate volleyball.
And it was like his sole fucking purpose in life to fuck that game up.
It's like that comic where you see like the guys in the meeting and they're like, what can we do? About a volleyball game, and then one guy just goes, I hate volleyball, and then the next
Gets
panel
thrown
he's
out the
getting
window.
thrown out the window.
Some guy pokes his head around the court. Did you say volleyball?
The only good volleyball game is Dead or Alive, boy.
Oh, dog. You ain't lying.
Extreme with the triple X.
DOA volleyball, son.
Ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah, well, my 6 was, like I said, We Happy Few.
My number 6 is a game called Generation Zero. I don't think any of you have heard about this game.
Nope.
This game looked like it had some major promise, and it came out, and it's a giant fucking dumpster, like, on fire. with poop in it. Like,
Way to deconstruct dumpster fire.
It's a dumpster. With
you know me.
Fire.
I live by the details,
And,
alright?
and poop.
Dumpster with the fire.
It's like a first person shooter in like a little podunk town. Think kind of like Red Dawn, like teenagers rebelling against these like murderous robots or something like that, like drones and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like a bipedal machine that's attacking people and stuff, and it's basically just like it looked like it kind of is the same vibe as like Red Dawn-ish. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of mixed with a little Terminator in there.
Mm-hmm.
But which is also another one good pick for worst games of the year is that new Terminator game.
Oh yeah,
I've heard some
yeah.
fucking awful things about that game.
Games made for movies always suck, though.
I wonder which
Not
was,
always
I wonder
true,
which
but
was worse.
99% of the time that's
I want to know
true.
which was worse, the Terminator game or the movie, because the movie flopped fucking hard.
The movie flopped hard, dude,
So
and
hard.
it made me so sad because I was gonna go see it.
I wanted to
I've
see
heard
it.
it's the best Terminator movie. I mean, that's
Oh.
not saying much, but like it's the best one since T2.
Well, because that's where they're picking it up from is from T2. I think the only reason that it flopped is that it had all this competition.
We should pick it up and watch it.
I mean, I'm down. I've never seen a Terminator movie, so
Oh.
What?
yeah,
The fuck?
never have.
You're fucking
I haven't
high,
seen
bro. Are
Terminator
you
1
serious?
or T2.
Oh, bro.
She's
Till-
pissed.
She's pissed too. Tilly's pissed.
We watch so many movies. I don't want to hear shit from you. All right.
But not Terminator.
Goddamn dog.
Yeah, I've never seen any of them. So
I'll
I'd be
watch
totally down.
an alien movie per Terminator movie that you watch.
You got it, bro. That's a good.
Dude,
one.
I'll just watch the Alien movies.
Great fucking movies. Right
I'll
there.
just watch the Terminator movies.
Yeah, Generation Zero. There's not much to say about it. There was that. It's another one of those games. Like my list is the majority of my list is like it had potential. It came out. It flopped. So like that's pretty much what it is. In fact, I've only played 2 games on my entire list of 10 games. So I don't know. Just a big bummer. Looked really cool
Yeah.
and came out and it just fucking shot everywhere. So.
My number 6 was just Division 2, which we already went to.
See, and my number 6 was Crackdown 3. So,
So that's it.
It makes sense.
You know it says something about a game when it's on multiple
Everybody.
lists.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's on everybody's list,
like,
right?
we didn't all have a individual like different list from one another.
Before we conclude everything, we just wanted to let you know that our Patreon has been updated. There is now a tier for you to subscribe for $1 a month. And what that $1 a month gets you, it gets you one of our vinyl stickers that we normally sell for $5. And it gives you the chance to ask us questions and have it read on the show. So, go ahead, give us $1 a month. You know what I mean?
It's $1.
Make Cole say some fucked up
It's
stuff.
$1, bro.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with $1, dog?
Ask us the
$1,
most fucked up things you can think
right?
of.
Ask us anything and we'll read it
I
on
swear
the
to
show.
God, you can ask me whatever you want. I don't fucking care, bro. And I'll tell you what you want to hear. And I don't even know you, and I'll tell you
ask
exactly
Cole
what
if
you
he
want to
wears
know.
pants during the podcast.
You'll be surprised at the answer.
Number 5 will shock you.
I'm trying to clickbait these motherfuckers so bad.
It's $1, motherfucker. What are you gonna do
Click
with that?
click the next button to it.
He doesn't.
Well, there goes that
They
one.
just fucking
Shit.
ruined it.
That's one subscriber we've just lost.
Give me $1 and I'll tell you about the time that a 4-wheeler whacked me off. I'll tell you that. Tell you as many times as you want. For
I'll
$1.
tell you about that for free. Firsthand.
Nick, you suck at this.
So that concludes numbers 10 through 6. Tune in next week for numbers 5 through 1.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna come up with more. Like I had a hard enough time. Like
5 through
remembering what
1?
came out.
That's a good one.
As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcourt Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com.
And like I said before, if you want to ask us funny questions for just $1 a month, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/nerdcorppodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra content and bonus episodes.
And nudes.
And nudes.
All the nudes.
I'll send you fucking nudes.
I'll send you some
fucking
fire nudes. They won't be of me, but
That's
he's
that's
just
top
fucking
tier.
surfing through Reddit, and he's just like, "That's a good one. Here,
Yeah.
send that one to him."
The guy's just like, I could have got this on Reddit. What the fuck?
well, nudes of me wouldn't be fire, so I gotta do something.
Well.
I can't disappoint the people.
Lukewarm at best.
Tepid. If you can't make a monthly commitment, consider giving us a donation to our PayPal, paypal.com/Nerdcore Podcast. We want the best equipment, the best merchandise, and the best stuff to buy for giveaways, and we need your help to do that. So for the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm Cole Simper.
I'm Nick Lewis.
And I'm tepid.
I'm tepid nude.
I'm Tepid Nudes. Why'd you sound like Eeyore? I'm Cole Simper.